Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. And I do want to take you guys all the way back to May 26th, because this is when I said, if you were around in 2020, then you probably know of the historical XRP $20 to $30 price predictions. For those that don't know, yes, during around like the 2020 time frame, I want to say like maybe around even 2019 as well, many individuals were calling for $20 to $30 XRP. Now, although they never morphed into reality, I do believe that we will see a double-digit XRP eventually. And the big question is when, right? I said that the SEC suppressed price action greatly on XRP. I do wonder where we would be today if it weren't for the lawsuit. Thanks for protecting retail investors, right? The good news is that we still have the opportunity to accumulate under 50 cents, and we might even get a chance at 20 to 30 cents again. Today, we know that Ripple is expanding its crypto offering to institutional giants through tokenization, liquidity management, CBDC/stablecoin issuance, and much more. The XRP ledger itself continues to thrive with incredible development updates, user activity, and growth, as well as more and more use cases. There is so much more substance behind XRP today than 2017, 2018, for example. I have heard arguments of there never being an all-time high for XRP again. It's ridiculous. The market cap of Bitcoin at all-time highs was just over $1 trillion and Ethereum was over $580 billion. It's absolutely crazy to think that XRP will never be worth $500 billion to $1 trillion plus with everything happening behind the scenes. Patience is a virtue. Those who see the vision will be rewarded. And listen, this was at the end of May. The reason why I bring this back up is because now we are starting to see some price predictions being thrown out there from very large influencers. Shout out to John E. Dean. He's actually commenting on this. He's not the one making this prediction. No. Ripple's 50 billion XRP times $35 equals not concerned with the $750 million in unregistered sales of XRP. Not saying it will happen, just making an observation if it did. And yeah, you know, as we do really kind of look at Ripple and, you know, some of the stuff behind the scenes, especially with what the judge ruled, you know, will they actually be concerned with the $750 million in unregistered sales of XRP? Probably not, right? But this is coming up because we've seen, of course, this article come out saying a $35 XRP forecast. Ripple's IPO holds the key. Now, this is quoting BitBoy. And I want to take a step back real quick. And I just want to say, like, no disrespect to anybody in this game, but you know, predictions are just predictions. 99% of the time, these predictions are wrong. And it's no, you know, focus on an individual out there at all saying a prediction. I'm just saying that almost all the time, when we see price predictions around some of these tokens, they never morph into reality. Again, no disrespect towards anybody. For the longest time, we have heard $20 to $30 on XRP or even just $10 on XRP. Right? And we still have not gotten there. We do see down here that he suggests that the digital asset could rally to $15 within the next 18 months and possibly reach an astonishing $35 if Ripple successfully times its much anticipated initial public offering. Now, I don't really understand why an IPO from Ripple would change the price of XRP. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I just don't see the correlation there because remember, Ripple is not XRP. XRP is not Ripple. And here we have bold predictions for XRP's future. So according to his calculations, a surge to $15 over the next 18 months would equate to about a 1,729% increase from XRP's current value, reflecting the immense growth potential the asset could realize. And down here, beyond the $15, the IPO, if they time it impeccably, the result wave could be an eye-popping $35, a 4,168% surge from its present value. So yeah, I mean, listen, do I think that this is going to happen? Most likely not, right? Anything is possible, technically, but let's be real, right? We lost the 77-cent zone, which I was talking about. That was to maintain the trend. We broke the trend line. We ended up breaking down. We're sitting at about 72.5 cents right now. I've talked about how we can, so if we go back to the year time frame, just the year time frame, I talked about how we can get back down to like this 53-cent zone, which would be testing the October high, like 53.5 cents or so, like 56 cents, back testing resistance. That'll be a great buy opportunity. Even if you look at the all-time chart real quick and we zoom in a little bit, another big area to retest is anywhere between like, 55 to possibly even 65 cents. Which again, it's just looking at the macro resistance and support zones. The resistance zone of like around like 63 cents from December of 2020 is a significant one to look at. And the support of the summer of 2021 is also a significant level to look at. Nonetheless, we probably will get a big buy opportunity on XRP at a significantly lower price level than it is at this current moment in time. I think that these predictions, again, one thing that I do want to note is that I want to see us break the all-time high before we even talk about any other price predictions. I've talked about $5 to $7 as well, being probably the most predictable area at which we will see a lot of sell pressure. That double-digit XRP, that $10 XRP, it's a very large psychological level, meaning there's probably going to be a lot of people selling at around $10. So even if we do see $10, I do think that it might be short-lived in that moment. But long-term, like I said, the value of XRP is going to be significantly higher. I believe that XRP is $1 trillion asset. I believe that XRP could very well reach 3 digits in value. But we got to question, like, how long is it going to take, right? Once institutions are on board, yeah, that's when everything changes. But we are still probably years away from that happening. I said over on Twitter as well, I said, I really believe that up until recently, the traditional world, including the big banks, institutions, enterprises, etc., they all thought crypto was going to crash and burn and become a big nothing industry. Fast forward to now, this market has become far too big to ignore and even doubt. They all want a piece of the pie and they need to adopt/utilize this technology because they are all in competition. Remember the quote regarding Ripple and XRP level the playing field. What this quote really means is destroying the traditional game of Monopoly that has been played by the big bankers/Wall Street. Their days are numbered, and with ISO 20022, it opens the door for innovation. New age technology will be adopted, and all it takes is for one bank to go live with it, and it's game over. Every single bank/institution/enterprise, you name it, will be using this technology. This will completely eradicate the control these monopoly players have over the traditional world. These solutions/innovations are opening a big door to those smaller players, and soon we will be on the brink of mass institutional adoption. Now we just play the waiting game until proper regulations are in place for them to utilize the tech. And yes, right, like as we look at this space, first off, look at all of crypto. I talked about regulations, and once regulations are in place, this market is most likely going to see a wipeout. And yes, the garbage will be wiped out. There's almost, now 26,000 cryptocurrencies out there. I mean, it's insane to me that we still live in this world where people think that a wipeout is not going to happen. I mean, let's be honest. We need proper regulations. We need a wipeout of the trash. I mean, meme coins are still worth billions and billions of dollars in value. It reminds me of the dot-com bubble. I talked about this even over on Twitter. The dot-com bubble, you had billion-dollar companies set up in a shed in the backyard. It's very similar to that time frame. The only thing that makes this extremely different, let's say XRP for an example, is that we have the opportunity, the first time in history, to be invested in this technology before the big bankers are even on board. And trust me, they are on board. They are getting ready. We've been looking through all the documents. We've been, studying and analyzing all the documents. I've been talking about the fact that, yes, we still might be years away, but the best part about all of this is knowing that we are in before those big banks. And when we look at Ripple, I've talked about it as well, like, as we look at Ripple, yeah, they are getting ready, right? They've been building out these strong connections forever. They have been, the ones pioneering this technology. So as we do look at XRP, right, the big driver of value is ultimately demand with, of course, supply being in question, right? Because the supply of XRP does diminish with every single transaction with transactional fees. It gets burned, a small percentage of it. You know, as we do see mass institutional adoption, like I did outline in this tweet, and we see the cross-border payment market, which is ballooning to $250 trillion within the next 4 years, you know, where do you think XRP will stand? Once we see regulations come into the space and wipe out all the trash, all that will be left is these big utility tokens. And I have zero doubt on these utility tokens. I've talked about it many times. You know, going back to my original tweet, like when we go all the way back to 2020, for an example, this space looked entirely different. This market is sitting at about roughly a $1.2 trillion market cap. It's laughable. It's laughable that people look at XRP and they're like, this thing's never going to do an all-time high. It's never reaching $1 trillion in value. This market right now is worth $1.2 trillion. Bitcoin hit $1 trillion. Ethereum hit nearly $600 billion in market cap. These are assets that are not even being utilized at scale for institutional adoption, for liquidity management, tokenization, things like that, right? Like, as we look at XRP, and as we look at Ripple as a company, by the way, the reason why I talk about Ripple and XRP in the same sentence isn't because they are the same. No, it's because Ripple has been pioneering XRP technology for over a decade now. And today, there's far more substance around XRP than in 2017 and 2018. Now, that doesn't mean that XRP is going to shoot past its all-time high and go to $10 in the next run-up. No, that's not the case. But I think that it's great to mention the fact that we are past the SEC suppressing the price of XRP. XRP is finally unleashed. For those out there that are doubting it, XRP has been cleared as a currency. You cannot say today's XRP is a security at all. The SEC has no jurisdiction over XRP. So as we do look at this idea of a $35 XRP, do I think that it could happen? 100%. I also believe that XRP will go to, triple digits. The question is, though, is this 5 or 10 or 15 years away? We have no idea. That's why we have to set our short-term goals and long-term goals. Short term, I think that one, we need to clear $1. Then we need to clear the recent high in 2021. Then we need to clear the all-time high from 2017 and 2018. So nearly, 5 whole years ago. And then we could start talking about higher valuations. The starting point should just be $5 to $7. That way you are not set on just $10 alone, which everyone, and I mean everyone, has their target set on $10. They've been set on $10 for well over, 5 years, for an example. Because we've been hearing the idea of double-digit XRP forever. So when we get to that point, or close to that point, who do you think's going to offload their bags? Well, we're going to see the big whales taking profits. There's going to be so much sell pressure up there at around $10. I don't think anyone is really going to be able to sell $10 if you are a small fish, or even if you are a mid-size holder as well. Because there's going to be so much sell pressure, the exchanges are going to go down. I mean, who knows what's going to happen when we get to that $10 range. But I will say this, when institutions are here and we are in a utility bull run, yes, a utility bull run where, this space is actually being utilized at scale, which we are probably still years away from anyways, then I don't think that we're going to be worried about, the all-time high from 2017, 2018. I don't think that we're going to be worried about $10 for XRP either, because I do believe that we will see a gradual increase in value for XRP well beyond what we ever thought is possible with XRP, simply because of the adoption cycle of these assets and the supply and the demand ratio that will be demanded around XRP. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but that is my thought process. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. So it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.